So on today's video, I'm gonna show you guys some of my favorite exercises for increasing your bow poundage. This could be for the kid just trying to get up to the legal minimum weight of 40 pounds, or a female trying to draw more weight, or the guys that wanna get to the real big boy weight, like 80 or 90 pounds. This video is gonna be awesome. And to help me today, I hired a supermodel. She is here to demonstrate some of these exercises with me. Guys, this is gonna be a lot of fun. So if you've watched any videos in the past on increasing bow poundage, everyone gives the same tip. One, shoot your bow, which again is the dumbest advice ever. Yes, it helps, but when you shoot your bow, you draw it back, then you anchor and you shoot what? One rep every 60 seconds if you're shooting fast. That is not going to be how you build the most amount of muscle and strength in your draw cycle. So again, everyone else is just going to show you pulling a cable like this over and over again. Yes, that helps, but there are way better ways to build strength in order to pull more poundage, and we're going to go through that right now. So before we dive into this, I want to show you guys the actual muscles that are mainly used when drawing a bow. So let's roll to the back, and Sarah's going to help me with this. Okay, so the main muscles used whenever you're drawing your bow is going to be your rotator cuff for sure, but mostly your rear delt, which Sarah will show that right there. Let's go here. Your rear delt, and then your trap, which again is huge. It's got three parts, but the middle and lower part of your trap is actually going to be, go a little higher, right about there, down to the lower part of your trap is going to be what's in charge. Yes, your teres major, minor, rhomboids, all that plays a role. Even your latissimus dorsi, which is again the big part of your back, all that plays a role, but I don't want this to be a big anatomy lesson here. So we're going to dive into the exercises I found that help build the most strength when it comes to pulling your bow. Let's go. Okay, so first up is a high lat pull down. So again, here's like a traditional lat pull down, which again, you can see kind of goes to the lats if you just want to point to the big lats there, babe. So right there, that is not what we're trying to target when we're wanting to build more strength when it comes to drawing weight. Instead of doing it like this, what we're going to want to do is actually rotate the elbows back and pull high like this. So you can see this is going to be hitting that area that I just talked about that's in charge of pulling more weight. All right, so what I'm gonna have Sarah do is hop in here. She is going to grab this mic here. She's gonna do this, and I'm gonna walk you guys through why this is important on building more bow weight. So what you're gonna wanna do is align the origin of the resistance, which is where the weight is coming from. So go ahead and do a pull down. Now lean, so she's doing a traditional lat pull down here, which is now where you're gonna be hitting your lats. So what we want to do is target more here. So now she's going to lean back a little bit more. She's going to pull this straight to her collarbones and then keep the elbows high. Okay, so here you go. Her hair is in the way, but we're going to see, you can see this activation is a lot better. I need you to lean back a little bit more. There you go. And then if you come to the side, you'll be able to see the angle of the resistance. Pull here. So the angle of resistance is, if you imagine this goes straight through her body, that is going to be where the main activation is going to be, which is right here. So if we come back over here, you'll kind of see this. This is the target area. And you can see this really well on her. You can see the separation, the full range of motion is coming in here. She's getting great activation in her lower trap. This exercise right here is going to absolutely increase your ability to draw more weight. And again, when we're talking about credibility here, I mean, Sarah can draw a lot of weight. She shoots 70 pounds, which is pretty amazing. And when she got ready for her elephant hunt, she was shooting 75 pounds, which for her size is really pretty incredible, to be honest. And it's not just the ability to draw it. That was her hunting weight. So she could probably draw an 80 or 85 pound bow. We don't know yet. We haven't tried. But again, for a woman, she probably shoots, her shooting weight is probably one of the highest in the world. And yes, she trains all the time. She works very hard. So a lot of these exercises I'm showing you is how she increased her ability to be able to draw more weight and be able to shoot that. Now this video, again, is just about drawing more weight. But if you're going to want a video where it's all about stability, so your pin doesn't go crazy all the time, we can do that. It's a different video. But again, we're just going to keep going through these exercises and showing you the best ones. And then at the end, what I'll do is I'll give you an actual workout that you can follow that's specifically designed for building your back, but also primarily for you to be able to draw more weight. So let's go through this one more time. I'm going to rep through it myself, and then we'll go on to the next exercise. So again, high lat pulls. So again, here we go. I'm going to lean back, and then I'm going to pull this cable to my chin, driving my elbows high. Again, not this. Nope, not this. This. See, that angle is going to be important for you to be able to see from the side. Keeping the elbows nice and high. All right, let's do the next exercise. Now, this next exercise is a modification of a single arm row with the cable and using the pinch to get a huge amount of range of motion, which is really, really good because when you're drawing a bow, you need a lot of range of motion. So a lot of these exercises, traditional in bodybuilding or really just anything, you're not getting a whole lot of range of motion like a traditional row or any of this. This specific exercise is awesome for a lot of range of motion. So here we go. So you want to set the cable slightly about middle of your leg here. That's a good way to be able to know where to put it. Again, it doesn't take a lot of weight because you're gonna put yourself in a biomechanical disadvantage to really recruit a whole lot of muscle other than what you're wanting to target here. So here we go. So when you do this, you're gonna put your knee down here, you're gonna put your elbow and kind of lean forward. And then you could really see how I'm able to really stretch out here. You're gonna pull elbow high, and you're basically think about pinching something between your scapulas. If you'll point at that spot, like right in the middle of my scapulas there. Yep, right there. So you're just basically like crushing an egg right there. You don't want to drop your elbow like this. So you can see how that kind of deactivates there. Right here is not what you want to be doing because right here is a ton of bicep activation. You're going to want to rotate this out. So if you actually come check this out, we'll get it tight here. So right here, you can see the bicep is fully activated. Again, you're not wanting to use your bicep when you draw. So if you actually externally rotate, you can actually see that bicep goes inactive there. And so that's really what you're wanting. And so when you pull like this, you're trying to recruit that rear delt, that middle and lower trap. Obviously, the rhomboids, which live under the trap, teres major, minor, none of that stuff I know matters to 99% of you guys. But again, the biggest thing is just getting that big, long stretch, pulling through, nice high elbow, keeping that angle. You don't want this. So you can see the angle resistance is not in line with my arm when my arm is down. So you're gonna want your forearm through your, basically your entire arm, you want it to be in line with the cable like that. All right, I'm gonna have Sarah hop in here and then we're gonna really dive into this. So she's gonna really get that nice deep stretch. You can see she's literally getting that as far away as possible, which is exactly what you want. Again, because we're trying to replicate that same range of motion when you draw your bow. All right, so there you can see your elbow is a little low. Yes. So this is actually really cool. She's got perfect form here, nice deep stretch. And so you can see when she pulls, watch the angle of the cable. Stop right there, pull back and stop. You see this angle goes straight through her arm, straight through her elbow. This is perfect form. Now drop your elbow, drop your, like this. This is compromising to your rotator cuff. Now, yes, you will be able to pull more weight drawing this way, but when you drop this, you are compromising your rotator cuff. So again, and you're recruiting much lower part of your back. Sarah actually traditionally draws her bow like this. This is just what she did in the beginning, and so she could draw more weight this way. However, the major problem isn't necessarily injury as it is transferring into proper form. So if you draw low, then you have to come up and then reset. That's just not gonna be what you wanna do. So it's better to just learn. We'll drive that up right there, perfect. All right, come on this side so we can see. Okay, and go ahead and go through the range of motion. We'll actually come over here. This is really good. I'll get out of your way. All right, so here you can really see when she stops, this is smoke in the rear delts. That middle trap is getting crushed. And again, the goal is to feel like you're trying to pinch an egg right here. This is perfect. And this is great. Now do both arms. Don't just come in here and do everything on your right arm. So do both sides. And this will be really, really great for you. Again, you're like, well, why don't I just shoot my bow? The reason is because of the time it takes between shots. You will never be able to build enormous amounts of strength by just shooting your bow because there's too much time between each arrows. So again, This is a great back exercise. And again, we're shirtless because it's easier to learn. And I wanted to show off.
Why are you not shirtless?
Oh, come on. But it is helpful if you can see what we're trying to target. And so I think that's pretty good. So that's 2 exercises.
You're so good at math.
Honey, that's why I keep you around. Now we're gonna go to more specifically targeting the rear delts. I have 1 exercise that absolutely smokes them. Now you do need a band, but with this exercise, you can actually do it at your house. You don't need a gym. So let's get a band, let's hook it up, and I'll show you guys this next one. Bands are amazing for increasing your bow weight because the nature of the band is as you're going through your range of motion, the tension in the band increases. But with free weights, it's obviously just the exact same weight the entire time. Now, yes, there's leverage aspects that go into it. Again, with the band, it's increasing the tension as you go through your range of motion. So with this, here's how you do my version of a rear pull apart specifically designed for archers and for building huge rear delts, which again are these guys. So you put your hands through like this, just kind of like you're praising Jesus, okay? So the band is on the back of your hands. Then what you're going to do is you're going to rotate your hand out, grab here, rotate this hand out, grab there, and then now you're going to step back, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do a pull, which you're pulling the bands outward in this direction and back at the same time. You're going to keep your elbows high and really, really stretch, pulling apart and back at the same time. Just like this. The cool part is, if you want more resistance, you can move further back. If you want less resistance, you just move further forward. So you can kind of control how hard that is. So I'm gonna have Sarah do this really fast. So again, hands go through like this, praising Jesus, then you're gonna rotate it out like this, grab that side. That's gonna put your arms in the perfect position. And then she's gonna pull out and back. Now this band is very strong. It was about the right strength for me. So for her, it might be a little heavy. But again, you can see when she's coming forward, her hands are coming together. And then as she's coming back, she goes out. That's very, very important because that outward motion like that is really what's gonna smoke the rear delts. And your back doesn't like to use your rear delts unless it has to. And the reason is because it's got a huge amount of muscle back here. There's over 40 muscles in your back that is not fatiguing nearly as fast as your delts. So your body will always try to recruit stronger, fresher muscles. And this is a great way to put yourself in a biomechanical disadvantage to be able to recruit other muscle groups. So by doing this, you're really, really isolating to your rear delts, and then obviously your middle to lower trap, and teres majors and minors, and your rhomboids. But again, this is a great exercise. Add this in, and I'm out of breath in the middle of working out. But again, this is a great exercise for you guys to try and throw in. So we've got 3. Let's dive into the next one. Next up, we are gonna be doing some big boy weight. I shoot 90 pounds, so this is what I try to do my single arm rows with. And that is exactly what we're doing right now. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do this. Now, again, this isn't necessarily trying to keep the elbow high at this point. We're just trying to build mass with your back. And again, when you wanna pull more weight, you need to be able to lift heavy weight. I mean, drawing 90 pounds or 70 pounds or 80 pounds, whatever it is for you, whatever your goal is, it's more than what you can currently do. And so if you can get to the point to where you can draw more than that, then drawing that weight that you're trying to get to is going to be a lot easier. So I could draw probably 120 to 130 pounds, somewhere around there, maybe more, which shooting 90 pounds for me isn't that difficult. Same thing with Sarah. She can draw probably 80 pounds, but she shoots at 70 because you have to be able to do it, you know, time and time and time again and be able to shoot at that weight. So here we go. I'm just gonna do this to show off. I don't have my straps, but I do wanna show you guys a single arm row with 150 pounds. And Sarah's gonna do that also with super heavy weight of 70 pounds. Here we go. Okay, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But now it's Sarah's turn to show off. So she is gonna do 70 pounds. And then what I'm gonna do is dive in to proper form all that fun stuff. But go ahead, Sarah. Good range of motion. Again, this. So again, this is now your time to push yourself with weight. And you have to lift heavy weight. If you want to trigger hypertrophy, you need to do things that are challenging and hard. This is a great, safe way to be able to increase your strength in your back. So let's drop the weight and kind of go through some form tips. All right, so Sarah's got a 25 pounder here. We're gonna go through some form. So again, you want a nice straight back. Go ahead and arc your back the wrong way. This is not really what you want. You wanna lower that back, nice straight back. And again, then you're gonna wanna come over here, check this out. So then you can see the range of motion is everything when it comes to drawing bow weight. So she drops that shoulder, very nice, and then go ahead and come out. You're gonna keep your elbow relatively tight to your body, just enough to where you can clear the dumbbell on your waist. And then you're gonna have a slight twist in this. So if you come over here, go ahead. You can see she completely depresses the scapula and then comes and rotates, giving that slight little twist in there.
Like we're starting a lawnmower.
Exactly. You could call these lawnmowers. So by keeping the elbow in tight like this, yes, you're gonna recruit a lot more of your back, but that is okay. Again, there's over 40 muscles in your back, so you are gonna use quite a few of those whenever you draw your bow. But again, we're targeting this upper back area specifically for drawing your bow strength. So we're gonna do another exercise with these dumbbells, and it is a reverse fly. Okay, so the reverse flies are gonna use a lot less weight. Try these with 5s or 10s. You don't really need a whole lot. I'm gonna do it with 25s. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna lay face down on a bench like this, chin kind of right up on top. And again, you wanna really get that nice deep stretch, separating as much space from your spine with your scapulas as possible. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do very similar to the band, and you're not gonna do this. You're gonna kind of come out like this. Still a bend in your arm, but like this. Now your knuckles will actually be slightly inwardly rotated, kind of like this. So when you pull, it's gonna be more like that. And again, the goal is to get as much separation from your spine, and then what I like to say is crush your spine, just like this. Just like that. And then straight from behind. All right, there you guys have it. That is another exercise you can do for increasing your bow poundage. We have one more. Let's do it. So this last exercise is another single arm cable pull, but it's using this machine, but in a kind of unique way that helps isolate more to the area that you're going to want to target. So you want to sit on one of your legs, kind of like this, and then you're going to use the end of the bench as a place to be able to put your chest, kind of like this. So it's giving you kind of that stopping point. Now you can sit like this if you're tall enough to where this is also very comfortable. That's how I do it. But if you're shorter, you may have to sit on something. So you're gonna come here, you're gonna get that nice, super long, deep stretch. Again, range of motion is everything when it comes to drawing a bow. Like that. And again, you can't really swing because you're stopping yourself from this. So you're just able to get that nice, deep stretch. Again, easy to switch to the other side. Just like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alrighty. Well, there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed that video on how to increase your bow poundage. If you guys did like that, let me know down in the comments. That was just some of my favorite exercises. We can do a part 2 to this. We can do a stability version of this. There's so many things that we could do. Just let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video.